What's up, guys? Starting today's video. As you can tell, this is a documentary series. I wanted to do a face cam because I just like y'all seeing me and talk, because doing the voiceover with the video shown just sounds corny and I just didn't like it, so I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do a face cam, kind of like a live reaction, but not really. I'm just trying to get what I want to say out in the video that I'm showing and the clips that I show, and just talk about how street racing back then was a lot different compared to now. So the clips I'm showing in the video is going to be some 2001 to like 2014, and back then racing was a lot more fun, in my opinion. We would meet up at the bridge or like have a meetup somewhere, and eventually someone would just yell like a random location and everybody would just go there, or some people would yell out a location but they'll go to the opposite spot so that it's not as packed, and we will be able to get the runs that we want in before other people will just like line up to the line out of nowhere and just race. But yeah, that's how it was back then. It was pretty fun. A lot of people will be getting confused, like, where's everybody at? I went to this location but nobody's here. It's super funny. So there was that. Everybody was mobbing deep on the highway. People still do that till today, but back then we didn't. Well, we did have the loop, but like nobody went to the loop because of cops and other reasonings. But everybody would meet up at the bridge right by the Y. Back then the Y was still there. They just tore it down like a couple years ago. But yeah, everybody would meet up at the bridge. Everybody would be just chilling. The parking meter was free, so like nobody could get kicked off, and everybody could just park there and just chill. So that was super dope. I know that some days nowadays that the parking meters are free. I forgot what days are, but I know that they are trying to have us pay for the parking meter, so people that live downtown could park there, or like other people that's trying to go to the bars or like go eat could park there. But yeah, back then was a lot simpler times. Yeah, like the street racing scene was a lot different. Like the cops weren't as bad as till today. People would actually race each other than people doing call outs and, oh, let's go to this location, but just sit there for like a good 30 minutes until somebody calls somebody out and start racing. There was a lot more cars also, a lot more Hondas. Nowadays I just see random like luxury cars racing each other. Not that I have like things that like something against them. It's just, if you're gonna street race, I want to see like a crazy built car street racing than seeing regular daily cars racing, because we're risking our license, getting tickets and some other stuff to go out there and spectate or even go into the race, to be able to race in there. So that's how I feel about back then racing. It's just a lot different, simpler time, a lot more fun, and yeah, street racing has changed. Nowadays everyone will be going to the loop and people will do call outs there. From what I see, not a lot of people race unless they like have like beef or something and like get the race hyped, and then eventually they'll race. But nowadays it's just go to the loop and loop around that loop like 10 million times. But now getting into the car meets portion of this video, of this documentary. The car meets were amazing back then, in my opinion. It was super organized, as I can say. It was super organized. There was like indoor building car meets. There was the Hy-Vee Hall car meet. It was huge car meets. Like it's not that big anymore. I've been hosting car meets since I made the channel, and it's just not the same. I can't rent out Hy-Vee Hall. I don't have the bread for all that. I don't have sponsors or like promotion people that want to get into this and trying to help me make this car meet bigger. But it's just, back then the car meets were just insane. People were really into it. People would show up from out of state to it sometimes, and like you'll see some people from Minnesota or like Wisconsin, and going to these meets, and we're like, dang, look at their cars and stuff like that. But yeah, car meets back then were pretty. It was pretty lit. The 515 Get Down, the promoters and the people that was in that crew or whatever, or what would I call them, promoters, or like, yeah, I would say promoters. I'll call them promoters. But the 515 Get Down were probably one of the best meets besides Midwest Exclusive. Midwest Exclusive still do car meets till this day. They're more variety of imports and domestics, and over the years they've been getting bigger and bigger. But for some reason, I feel like their car meets are getting smaller. Also, a lot of people are fading away from the car scene, as I can tell from street racing. A lot of the people that used to street race are fading also, and it just hasn't been the same. I'm gonna show you guys some of my footage in the clip too, of my car meets and the racings, and those were the days. It's just not the same anymore, in my opinion. It changed a lot. I'm kind of sad that it's fading away like that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. 515 Get Down hasn't done a car meet in years now. Midwest Exclusive is still going strong. I don't know if their fan base is that big anymore like they were back then, but they're still going strong, setting up meets and stuff like that. Cars and Coffee this year, or to the modern time, has been low-key picking up. There's a lot of exotic cars, and some of the Honda guys and domestic guys will go out there sometimes. But yeah, car meets back then was just a lot better, in my opinion. They were more organized. It was dope. It was just like the ones out of state, and we were influenced about the people that was out of state into our car meets, and we were there. We just couldn't keep doing it. I don't know if it was the money that was the problem or what was going on, but I'm trying to start that up again, because I experienced it. Not that many people experienced it that are getting into the car scene. A lot of them are getting towards the stance scene and being stance and not street racing, but people's preference. But it's just sad that we're just fading away from our roots and how the car scene was. Nowadays, there's a couple car crews that host meets here and there, and we're trying to pick it back up into what it can be like it was back then. I just hope that day comes a lot sooner, because I just can't wait. I just want to see what we did back then until now, and once we get into like Hy-Vee Hall or like something big like that, it's gonna be amazing when we were able to do that. So yeah, street racing nowadays also was hella influenced from like Thai Boogie and New York area. Not much of Bay Area street racing, but more of a like that Thai Boogie vibe. They influence us Des Moines street racers a lot, and we were trying to be like them. And I can show you guys a couple clips in the video right now behind me, showing us like lighting up the streets and like doing burnouts and getting down and everybody recording and getting hype and stuff like that. But yeah, Thai Boogie really influenced us Des Moines street racers to be just like them, and that lasted for a couple years. Then after that it died again, and ever since then street racing hasn't been the same. Everybody's either cars broken down, or they're rebuilding their cars, or the people that's actually racing are just dailies that they have. And when street racing died on my channel, when I kept going to the races and there was like nothing going on, I was just like, fuck it, let's a bunch of my homies were just like, fuck it, let's race each other, and we'll just go out race. And we ended up having the battle of the D series, and that was pretty fun. It was insane it was insane how fast a certain D series was beating everybody. Like a Y7 was the D series king, and it beat a Y8 and a Z6, and we just don't know how in the hell it happened, but it happened. He kept beating everybody. Maybe it was the motor must be like super healthy. You know, people were doing different techniques of like retarding the distributor or using premium fuel and stuff like that, but they still couldn't beat a Y7, and that Y7 was smoking a lot of other D series, and the one race that would really be really close was the Y7 and the Y8. They'll just keep going back and forth every weekend, and this guy would beat him. That next weekend this guy would beat him, and they'll just keep going back and forth, till eventually they're just like, fuck it, let's team up. So they just hold the first and second spot against the other D series racers that wanted to be in the list. So we did a D series list just for fun, and that was pretty fun. That was hilarious. It was like that D series list lasted forever. I still have it in my head. I know the other people that's watching this that was in the D series list know what I'm talking about. So yeah. I don't want to make this documentary too long. I might just end it here, showing some of the car meets and showing some clips of street racing back then. Like I said, street racing back then was pretty lit compared to these days. We were influenced a lot from, like, you know, Ty Boogie and some other guys, but like, in my opinion, street racing is not the same compared to back then. I don't know if most of them guys are fading away from street racing or what, but I would really like to have this vibe again, like we have back then to nowadays. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I think I'm losing my voice talking for 15 minutes straight, but yeah, I hope you guys like this face cam. I want to do this very different with a modern documentary of this year that I'm gonna do. I might do a voiceover of that. I'm not sure. Doing it with this was super difficult, and the footage I got, like I said, it was potato. So hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.